Hey there, history buffs. Today, I'm diving into how Hitler's tanks changed the course of World War II forever. Buckle up, because it's going to be a wild ride through history. First off, let's set the stage. Post-World War I, the Treaty of Versailles left Germany tankless, literally. They were banned from developing any armored vehicles. But by the late 1920s, Germany, ever the sly fox, found a loophole. Striking a secret deal with the Soviet Union, they began developing tanks far from the prying eyes of the Allies. Sneaky, right? Fast forward to 1933, Hitler's in power. Germany's already got a couple of tank prototypes, the Panzer I and II. These were initially designed for training, but with Hitler's aggressive plans, they had to be battle-ready. The Panzer I was small and lightly armed. Think of it as a tiny tank with 2 machine guns. The Panzer II was an upgrade, but still more of a reconnaissance vehicle than a battlefield beast. Then Hitler upped the ante. He knew a modern war needed more firepower. Enter the Blitzkrieg or lightning war tactic. The idea was to use fast, powerful attacks to break through enemy lines and cause chaos. And for that, he needed better tanks. The Panzer III and Ivor were born more heavily armed and armored, perfect for the job. But here's where it gets interesting. When Germany annexed Czechoslovakia in 1938, they got their hands on Czech tanks, the LT-35 and LT-38. These tanks were a game-changer, renamed as Panzer 35T and Panzer 38T. They bolstered Germany's tank numbers just in time for the invasion of Poland in 1939. Poland was the first test of Blitzkrieg, and it worked like a charm. Tanks roared through Polish defenses, supported by dive bombers, creating utter chaos. Within weeks, Poland was defeated. The Blitzkrieg tactics were refined further during the invasion of France in 1940. Despite the French having more tanks, the German strategy of concentrated tank assaults led to a swift victory. Now onto the Eastern Front. Operation Barbarossa in 1941 was Hitler's grand plan to invade the Soviet Union. Blitzkrieg was put to the ultimate test. Initially, it was devastatingly effective. Millions of Soviet troops were captured, and vast territories were overrun. But then, the brutal Russian winter hit. Tanks froze, supplies dwindled, and the Blitzkrieg ground to a halt. Despite early successes, the limitations of Blitzkrieg and the logistical challenges in Russia marked the beginning of the end for Hitler's tank supremacy. Yet the impact of these early tank strategies and battles shaped the course of the war and military tactics forever. From Poland to France to the vast Eastern Front, Hitler's tanks were a pivotal force in World War II. And that's a wrap on how Hitler's tanks changed WWII forever. If you enjoyed this dive into history, hit that like button and subscribe for more engaging historical content. See you next time.